Hey, this is Stephen Amell, and you are listening to Tomorrow's Legends, the podcast. Don't fail your city.
When the danger becomes more than one hero can handle, when enemies rise beyond one city and threaten the entire world, a team must gather together to battle the odds. A team of extraordinary heroes. And that team will call themselves the Justice League.
Yeah, hello, Unlimited Leaguers. It is a tale of sorrow this week. A tale of friendship and hard decisions. We take a look at this penultimate episode to the finale called Wake the Dead. It is episode 11 of the Justice League Unlimited. And like most of the hero shows that we have covered, this is usually the greater episode of the season, the penultimate one. And this one does not disappoint. I am the somber Flash this week.
And I'm Harley Quinn.
And that is all you're getting tonight. The OGs.
We're back.
Again. We're back. The OGs and, of course, our friend.
Hello, legends.
Yes, Gideon is out there. So, yeah, this was a sad one, Jess.
Yeah, it was.
We'll get into it, but I definitely have some emotions. I was feeling this one a lot. And, yeah, but we'll get there. First of all, you're listening to Tomorrow's Legends, which is currently covering the Justice League Unlimited cartoon series. We were in season 3 of, the Justice League cartoon overall. This is traditionally season 3, and there's one more season to go after this one, which we will get to later on this year sometime. And then we also did Legends of Tomorrow. That's where it all began. And then Stargirl and Superman and Lois and X-Men 97, Jupiter's Legacy, the Tomorrow People, and the upcoming Lanterns. Woohoo!
Yee.
Which is this summer, August. So that's why Justice League might go on a bit of a hiatus until we finish Lanterns. We'll see. We got to figure all that out. And then there's also Dive into DC with Silverfox and Green Butterfly, our dear friends over there. They're covering all things DC, and they are talking about Batman, what is Cape Crusader? Is that what it's called over on Amazon?
I think so.
Okay, that is what they are talking about right now. And I listened to the first episode. I haven't watched the cartoon yet. It's a what do they call it? It's a noir, film noir.
Oh.
So everything's very black and whitish kind of thing, and it takes place in the 40s or whatever, and it's like, what if Batman was back then in that time? So I was listening because they like to play a lot of sound clips on their show, and so I pretty much heard almost the entire episode as they were covering. But what I was really impressed by is the voice acting sounds absolutely phenomenal.
Nice.
In that cartoon, so that makes me want to check it out because it's got everybody in there, some really, really good voice actors, and it sounded like a really high production value, at least for the voices. So
That's cool.
I'll have to check it out. And then, of course, The Mandalore is our Star Wars show here on the network, and we have about to begin the Darth. I always want to call him Darth Maul, the Maul Dark Lord animated series. The first 2 episodes released last week, and we're ready to go. We're recording this Sunday for episode 1, so get your feedback in to Maul Shadowlord, to the Mandalore podcast, if you want to be part of that show over there, because it's fun. And wow, what a start! That 2-episode premiere, it's awesome.
Nice.
Absolutely awesome.
Does it follow chronologically with anything else other than the movies? Like, do I need to have watched anything else to jump into it?
Yeah, its timeline, it takes place after the Clone Wars.
Okay.
So it's kind of in that area. This is what happened to Maul after Clone Wars and his story leading up to building the Crimson Dawn and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's where it kind of lands.
Interesting.
And then I am so happy to announce, I think I mentioned it last week, but we've got a new show on the network. It is Firefly Still Flying. And that we are talking about the new animated revival of Firefly, which is coming out who knows when, but we've already got two episodes in the books, and me and the real Brian will be recording our 3rd episode soon enough. So check out Firefly Still Flying on the podcast networks or wherever you get your podcast, and check out the Facebook page, join the group there. It's a new show that we want to grow. And if you have not watched Firefly, what are you doing?
Right?
Listen to us and then go watch Firefly because it's the best thing ever.
That's right. Join in for the rewatch. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Exactly. We'll get a rewatch in there. So there you go. There is lots on the Cybercast network. It's a growing network. I'm very proud of what we've done over the last 11 years with this thing. So
yeah.
Check out. Oh, there she is. There's the new member of the... Told you she was going to jump up. I've got a new cat, and she's going to be She climbs all over everything right now because she doesn't know the boundaries yet, but it's okay. I let her. She'll be popping in and out. Wants to stay near me. So, all right. Well, we got no news or anything like that this week, so we're going to jump right into our general impressions of the show. Let's do that.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
And X-Force did get in a voicemail, so we'll start with that.
Hello, Unlimited Leaguers. This is Jeff, X-Force11, leaving this feedback because my ring is low on energy and I am trying my best to get to my power battery to recharge. But I wanted to give some quick thoughts on this episode, Wake the Dead. I thought this was a powerful story. It made us feel the relationship between Green Lantern and Vixen, even though we haven't seen that much of it. And it made us feel the ties between Green Lantern and Hawkgirl still being there, and it showed us Vixen that she was just a placeholder really in John's life, and it reminded us of the friendship between Hawkgirl and Grundy, and it was just a great overall penultimate episode. I really appreciated it a lot. I appreciated the action, but I also appreciated the support that the other Leaguers gave Hawkgirl and coming alongside her. All right, those are my thoughts. X-Force is out.
All right, yeah. Good stuff, X-Force. Get some rest. Charge up that ring. Come back to us next week.
That's right. Recharge your batteries. We miss you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Harley, what you got?
I gave this one 9 lost causes. The story definitely went in a different direction than I was expecting. I knew that we'd get Hawkgirl back, but I was expecting a completely different tale with her and kind of like a completely different Hawkgirl. That being said, I agree. I thought it was a very powerful story. I was not expecting it at all, but it was very enjoyable. It was very well laid out, and I just really enjoyed the ride. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, look at us. 9.9, and I'm giving it a 9.5.
Whew.
9.5 Hawktails and Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I wanted to go with, so I put them both in there. But
Nice.
now, this was a story. Sometimes I am really impressed when a 22-minute cartoon can tell a story that's so deep, so emotional, has many perspectives, and it really feels like you're actually sitting there for an hour. This was one of those episodes. Not only does it give us Hawkgirl back, but it delivers an emotional tale about a dead guy on the rampage, and no one but Hawkgirl has compassion for him, and it hits harder than you would have guessed, like you were just saying, Harley.
Yeah.
So I come back to what I started with. Sometimes a story just punches you in the gut as hard as Grundy's able to punch in this episode, and when you least expect it. And I love this one. I didn't remember this one at all, and you go into this not expecting that type of emotional gut punch. It really, wow.
Agreed. Yeah, I definitely was not expecting it to be so emotional.
Yeah, and the story, like in 22 minutes, the amount of story they told and character, interaction and growth and tragedy, man, every once in a while they pull one out of the hat like this.
I know. They sure do.
Crazy. It is crazy. All right, well, let's move into our show notes for today.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe.
And yes, by the way, I guess those of you who can't see the video at the moment, but I am full on Survivor tonight.
Oh yeah, you are. Is there?
I got.
Is there an episode out?
Well, Survivor season 50 has begun. It's been on for a couple of weeks now, but season 50, it's the biggest. They've been on the air for 25 years. This is their 50th season. It's huge. They brought back. This is what they're calling a celebration of Survivor. So they brought back a whole bunch of all the old players from the last 25 years to give them one more chance.
Oh my gosh.
Win this thing.
Some of the originals, though?
Like Colby, like Stephanie, Jenna, like they're bringing back some of these old players that we haven't seen in 15 years, and it is so cool. Ozzy is back, Suri, like there's all these amazing players, plus they mixed in a few of the newer players from the last 10 seasons, and it's kind of a mix, and it's ending up being kind of like an old school Survivor versus the new school players, because the game has changed a little bit, and it's kind of ending up breaking down that way. And right now the old schoolers are winning. They've been able to vote out more of the new people, so
interesting.
It's just so fun, so good to see all these old faces that made Survivor popular. Like the way they described it is these original players paved the way for the new players to play the game.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun. So I am absolutely loving it. I run a Survivor pool, and it's the best season I've seen in probably 20 seasons. It's so good, so fun.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's Survivor side note, but let's get into the show. We got some guest voices. You might as well go ahead and read the guest voices.
Absolutely. We've got Vixen, voiced by Gina Torres from Firefly
Awesome.
Suits.
Speaking of Firefly.
And 911 Lone Star. We all know her from Firefly and Suits.
Yes, exactly. And she's on Memory of a Killer right now with Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I love Gina Torres. Love her. Okay. Hawkgirl, voiced by Maria Canals Barrera, is back. Dr. Fate, voiced by Oded Fair. Amazo, voiced by Robert Picardo. Solomon Grundy, voiced by Bruce Timm. And Inza Nelson, voiced by Jennifer Hale. All people we've heard before.
Yes. It's awesome to have them. Well, did Gina voice Vixen? I don't think Vixen's really had a speaking role up to this point, has she?
No, except for Vixen. Yeah, sorry. All of the others were returning. We'd seen them before.
Cool.
Heard them before. Whatever.
Right. Well, and speaking of Vixen, our story points this week are actually character story points. So I've got it broken down between Vixen, Grundy, and Hawkgirl, because that's really what this episode focused on. Everybody else was just kind of side stories. I mean, Green Lantern was in there, but he'll be in there with the Vixen stuff. So let's kick it off by talking about Vixen. And where I want to go first was just basically like this was a spotlight episode for Vixen. Like they were really showing us what she's capable of with her animal powers in ways that we've never really seen. I mean, she was on Legends for a little bit, and she had her own animated series, but even that didn't really display what she's capable of quite like this one single episode did. I was really impressed.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I was impressed as well, and I know we'll get into some of like the specific powers later, but just kind of like a little bit of comics background. We'll do a little bit of a refresher. She first appeared in Action Comics number 521 in July of 1981. It was a Superman story working alongside the superhero to catch a poacher. Of course, Vixen herself is an African superhero. She's considered one of the earliest created black superheroes in comics. She comes from the fictional African nation of Zambeze. She is Mari Jiwe, later Mari Jiwe McCabe, when she travels to America. She's a metahuman who inherited the Tantu totem, an artifact that allows the bearer to channel or enhance the power to channel the characteristics of animals. And if you have followed us since Legends, you're very, very, very familiar with her.
Exactly. Yeah. And
although on Legends she was called a Maya.
In Legends they didn't use her every once in a while, but not enough.
Yeah. Well, our Vixen was a Maya Jiwe. Mari is actually her granddaughter.
Right. So, and like we already mentioned, Gina Torres is voicing her. I had no idea that Gina actually was I didn't know she was into voice acting at all. And I just listening to her, I was like, oh my God, like she's perfect. Vixen's a strong, powerful woman, very, very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Confident. She's very confident. And Gina was just perfect for that role.
Oh, I 100% agree. I did not realize it was her until I started reading these notes. But I am definitely always happy to see or hear, as the case may be, Gina Torres. Yeah. I loved her in Firefly. I loved her in Suits. I need to check out these newer shows that she's on because I just love Gina Torres. She's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know about the 911 Lone Star. If she's a main. I think she was one of the main ones on that, but that show got canceled. Or didn't get picked up again. But the Memory of a Killer, she's like a guest star, so she's not in every single episode. She's the FBI agent trying to track down Patrick Dempsey's character. He's the hired assassin, and she's onto him, but she doesn't quite know it's him yet.
Ooh.
So she runs into him every once in a while. But yeah, it's
interesting.
And then X-Force did get a few notes in here and there, so you and me can just take turns speaking what he has to say. And
okay.
He says he agrees she's a powerful woman and brought the character to life. Firefly guest stars continued next week with Adam Baldwin.
Nice.
We'll have to see who Adam Baldwin voices. He played Jane on Firefly, so
he did. Cool. He was also in Chuck. Man, I loved him in Chuck.
Yeah, that Firefly just had the perfect cast. They really did.
Really did. Such a shame it was canceled so far before its time. Anyway.
But we'll all get to relive it together soon.
That's right.
Now, the other thing what surprised me here is Vixen and Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, are a thing now.
Yep.
We never saw that developing at all, but I kind of liked it. They actually kind of suited being together, I thought.
Oh, totally agree. I actually thought that they were a good pairing. And I was wondering how that would work, knowing that Shayera was returning this episode. So I was like, interesting. They're setting up a little love triangle, perhaps?
Well, because it's not like they weren't... Something had moved along. They were smooching and out on a date and flirting with each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, 100%. Yeah. Anyways, I have a point about that. I think I bring it up later in the notes. But X-Force's take is that, Green Lantern likes strong women, as he should. His fellow Lantern, Katma Tui, who we may see in the Lantern series, Hawkgirl, and now Vixen. Oh, okay. So those are... Oh, that's right. Those are his ex...
dating history.
Yeah. I was going to say exes, but... yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about her animal powers here, because this is where, like I said, they really put it on display for her. First, she uses the cheetah to run down the city streets to catch up to the action. Like, they knew Grundy was fighting, and they needed to catch up to him. And she channels the cheetah and takes off running, which I thought was really, really cool. And when you're watching her run, like, she's doing this, she runs just like the Flash does.
Oh,
like,
that's
the motion
fun.
was exactly the same. I was like, check her out, running like the cheetah. That's pretty cool. But I wonder... Cheetahs only have a short burst of speed. They can only run 100 miles an hour for, a minute at most, and then they're done. If they can't catch their prey, they're done, and they got to rest and come back again, a little while later. So I wonder if that happens when she channels the cheetah. Does she also only have a quick burst of speed, and then she's like, oh boy, okay, I'm done.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. It does seem like she's bringing in, like, the different components of the animals. I wonder if that's a good question. I wonder if that includes their limitations as well.
Yeah. I mean, not that animals have a lot of limitations, but a cheetah definitely does in that instance.
Yeah. I don't think it seemed to affect her in this particular case, but...
Yeah, maybe not. Now, the next animal she uses is an African elephant, which is like the largest land mammal in the world. So she gets its strength, but what so great big powerful animal, and she charges Grundy and smashes him flying across the street. But what surprised me, which I didn't know, this is fascinating, she also gets the elephant's weight. Because I don't know if you noticed, after she hits him, and then she walks towards him, did you notice the ground was shaking under her steps as if an earthquake was happening?
Oh, interesting.
That was cool. I'd never seen that before, nor did I know she also gains the weight and size, like the proportions of the animal like she didn't get big like an elephant, but she got the proportional weight and strength, so she was just as heavy as an elephant. I didn't know that's what happens.
Yeah, well, I don't think they've ever made it that obvious before. Probably because it would require some extra special effects or maybe attention to detail that's harder to do on the shoestring budget that Legends had. But
yeah, but I thought it was really cool. Like that, I mean, that enhances not only she's strong, but she can throw that weight around. Like, yeah, jeez, that's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Like
Very cool.
And then the third animal that we saw, when Grundy tosses her against the chain link fence, like he's picking on her pretty good here for a moment, and he throws her against the fence and she's injured. She's holding her arm. She's like, oh, and you can see there's a big gash on it, and it looked like maybe it was dislocated or even broken possibly. Mm-hmm. And she connects to it kind of swirled around her and left the screen. It was like a snake or a lizard. I watched it a couple times, like, oh, it's some type of lizard because it had arms. But it's a very long, slinky creature. And it self-heals. Like, she heals from channeling that animal. And I was like, whoa, that's also really cool. And again, something new I didn't know she could do. Channel an animal that has natural healing ability. Like a lot of lizards are known. You cut off their tail, the tail will grow back.
It grows back.
That's what she channeled, and she fixed herself. I was like, I had no idea she could do that.
Yeah, no, that scene actually really stuck out to me, and I thought that was very cool. I thought she was channeling an iguana, just because those are normally,
Good
I think
guess.
that's the type of lizard that if its tail gets, cut off, it does regenerate it. So that's what I was thinking that it was. But I agree, definitely some type of lizard, something that can regenerate like that. So those are very cool.
Again, so 2 things we learned about Vixen we never got at all out of Legends. It was really cool to learn that.
No, yeah,
And
I thought they were very creative in the way that they used her powers.
And it makes her more valuable and versatile as a character, as a hero, as someone that can help out, like knowing that she has these extra added abilities. Because if she only gained the cheetah speed and only gained the elephant strength, she could still get hurt. Like Grundy there was a point in time when Grundy grabbed her with both hands. I thought he was going to rip her in half.
Ooh.
It's like, what defense does she have against that?
I don't know that she does, yeah.
Yeah, so, but this made her look a little bit more powerful, I guess you could say.
Yeah, for sure. X-Force has a note here that he enjoyed that we got to see the fuller picture of her powers, and it was a fun ride seeing her use them, and that he'd love to see it more in future episodes, which is basically what we said as well. So, agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of that love triangle we were talking about, Hawkgirl does eventually come back into the picture in the episode. And I want to ask one question here. Do we think Vixen knew of her and Lantern's romance before? Because, I mean, they're all in the league together, but it wasn't really... They weren't publicly dating, but everybody was picking on him. Like, come on, just go for it already. Like, they all knew they liked each other, so I'm assuming she must have known about it.
Yeah, she wasn't really part of the league, though. I mean, that's a good question. I didn't think about it that way around. That if Vixen knew about that, interesting.
Well, maybe my next point might help you because when you saw Hawkgirl come back into the picture, Lantern wasn't expecting to see her, and he's like, Shiera. Oh my god! And he pretty much ignores Vixen to reconnect with Shiera and talk to her, make sure she's okay, and how are you, and why you're back, and all this kind of stuff. And you could see Vixen pick up on Lantern still having feelings for Hawkgirl, and there was a tinge of jealousy, or maybe it was a bit of hurt in her face that she saw that she maybe isn't where his heart is leading towards right now.
Yeah, well, I think on both parts, maybe a little bit of surprise. I was thinking a bit on like Hawkgirl's face, that she was a little bit surprised that like maybe him and Vixen were a thing. But, she did leave him and leave the league, so she can't be too surprised that he would have like moved on. But yeah, definitely on Vixen's side as well. I don't think she was expecting it, I guess, like, or maybe just not expecting like that quick of a reaction. I do agree that it seemed like, Vixen who, like immediately as soon as he saw Shiera.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's what kind of caught Vixen off guard. So
yeah, I think so. And Expert says he totally agrees. As I said in my opening thoughts, seeing John around Hawkgirl, she knew she was just a placeholder. The thing about it is, I think she knows they had fun, but she is never going to be who Hawkgirl is to him.
oh
Yeah, maybe that's what she was picking up on, and we'll have to see if this develops. I don't remember where this romance or where this story goes, but we also don't know the timeline, like how long has Hawkgirl been away that he would move on to Vixen and start dating her. That to me seems like maybe some months have passed for sure.
At least we've tried to timestamp this several times and we keep kind of coming up short. I don't think they've made it clear, but long enough for him to grow a goatee, I guess.
Yeah.
Which isn't all that long in the grand scheme of things, if you think about it.
I do. Did I have that? I thought I had that later in the notes. Maybe.
I'm sure that you do, because there's a quip about it, but we can talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkgirl's pretty funny there. So
it's probably in the hot girl section. Yeah,
it could be. It could be. If not, remind me. We'll come back to it. So let's move on to Grundy, because Grundy's the next biggest kind of character here. It was pretty much focused around him. It was him and Hawkgirl, the story of this episode here. And the episode opens up, to lead into Grundy's story, the episode opens up with this creepy Constantine-style magic ritual. I mean, that reminded me of Legends big time.
Oh,
when they're performing the magic ritual. And you're immediately thinking, uh-oh, dark magic, this isn't good for the League ever. But then it transitions slowly. You hear this kind of surfer dude-like voice speaking the incantations and stuff, and it just instantly loses all of its threatening feeling. Because the camera pulls out and you find out that it's these 3 pimple-faced nerds trying to call in some dark magic to grant themselves strength to defend against all the bullying at school. So it was no longer scary, and you're like, uh-oh. But whatever they were casting, this can't lead to anything good, because buying a spellbook off the internet is always a great idea, of course.
Always. Oh my gosh. I thought that was hilarious. I like the little twist and turn. I knew there had to be something happening, because as they're spreading the sand or ashes or salt or whatever substance it was around the room, you're getting glimpses. You see some like a Nintendo console with controllers and other things that you're like, okay, this is a modern room, if you will. And so, yeah, I was not surprised that it turned out to be 3 high school boys. That was really quite funny. Let's see. Jeff, note from X-Source, in reality and in this animated universe, magic is no joke. They are playing with power they have no control over.
Exactly.
I think that's
what
well
we
stated.
see is the spell was working. You saw glimpses of this creature in the smoke and the fire and the brimstone. Mm-hmm. Something was trying to come through, and it was working. They were calling on something, but then one of the kids steps out of the circle, out of the rune that they drew on the floor, and it interrupts the magic spell.
Whoops.
So, yeah. So my question here is, that image in the smoke and brimstone that was floating up there, was that Grundy in the smoke and fire that we saw? Or because the spell was interrupted, did it somehow transfer to him waking up because his grave site was maybe not very far from where they were? The magic kind of got redirected in that way and land on his grave, and that's what woke him up. I couldn't tell if it was Grundy that they were calling upon, because that looked more like Clayface to me. The way the demon they were showing it, I'm like, that's not Grundy. They're waking something up, but because the spell got interrupted, did it just redirect? I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think there probably had to be some sort of redirection in some way, just because it got interrupted, and so the spell wasn't going as planned because it got stopped. So I don't know if it, maybe would have given them extra power if they'd actually been able to finish it. I'm just, not super clear on, I guess, how that would work. I would just think if the spell were interrupted, it just wouldn't work at all. But
yeah, I mean, magic, who can explain it? We don't know, but
that's the point. That's why it's magic, I guess.
Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it was a redirection or something. But Jeff has a thought here. He says his thoughts were Grundy was raised to do the work of taking on their enemies, teenagers, but that mission was never relayed to him because the spell was broken. I think that in the magic circle was demonic force who would have done their bidding, but at a major cost to them. So Grundy was alive, but with no purpose and no true soul to guide him.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's perspective, how you look at it might.
I think that's
true.
As good an explanation as any.
And similar to what you were saying, he said a quick thing I noticed in the scene was a Hellboy toy on the dresser by the door.
Oh, so, there we go.
Yeah, the Hellboy toy, the Nintendo. There was a bunch of things there. We got a better look at the room later when the kid was trying to clean up and get in.
Yeah.
Before Grundy punched his way through. So you got a good look at the room there and realize it. But
that was pretty funny.
So talking about Grundy, according to Dr. Fate, the kids used chaos magic. And that's what woke him up. And that gave Grundy way more strength than he's ever had. And I mean, the strength was off charts. Hulk level strength. He was able to break Lantern's beams and shields. He caught Superman in a punch and crushed his hand. So much so that Superman actually grunted in pain. He's like, oh, ah! And we never see that happen. Never see Superman get hurt. So that gives you an idea of how strong Grundy is. Because even we've seen Superman get beat up before, get damaged and banged up, but he's never grunted in pain. And Grundy was actually physically hurting him, crunching his hand there. I mean, later on, we see Grundy beating on Superman so badly that he's showing the physical damage, and he's actually struggling to like get back up to his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. They've really showcased like how overpowered he was with like the different type of magic. And we probably get into this later, but they do make the distinction that it's different from Dr. Fate and Amazo's magic.
Yeah. Well, chaos magic, that's what he called it.
That's what he called it. Yeah. Don't know what that means.
Whatever that. But I mean, we've never seen Grundy this strong before. That to me was insane. Like there was other things he was doing. He was, when Superman was trying to fight back, Grundy picks up two vehicles and just smashes them, like claps his hands with the vehicles, squishing Superman between them, and Superman just falls to the ground. Ugh. Like he's done. And then when Superman's standing there all vulnerable, Grundy does this big two-handed, like clasping his hands together in a two-fisted baseball swing type punch, and sends Superman flying across the city. And like he was hurt. Superman was not winning this fight.
No, I don't think anybody was winning this fight, which is kind of turns out is the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and X-Force has a point. Yes, he was very powerful with nothing to hold him back. Maybe before his soul held him back from using his full strength, or maybe he was given more by the magic that brought him back. That's what I think it was, that second point.
That's what I think, yeah. Because Grundy always was kind of a tragic story. Like, he never wanted to be what he was, and maybe he always did hold back a little bit, too. And now that this was just a shell of his body, which we'll talk about in a second, maybe there was nothing holding him back. So maybe there's a bit of both there.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Fate does explain that he is stronger because of the chaos magic. So I think it's a mix of everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
But Dr. Fate also says at one point, it's not the Grundy that they know, not the one that Hawkgirl befriended. He's just an empty shell that's full of rage. But Hawkgirl doesn't believe it, and she thinks she can get through to him.
Yeah.
But then Grundy, when she goes to, like, there's that scene, she walks right up to him, and Grundy, it's me. Remember your friend, Bird Nose? You remember me? And Grundy pauses for a second, but it's not really there, and he grabs her by the face and smashes her into the wall. And you're like, ouch.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I know. It was kind of sad.
It was, because she was trying, like the whole league disagreed with her. Don't you dare, he's dangerous. And she's like, no, I'm going to go talk to him. He's my friend.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping she'd get through to him, but she couldn't. That was sad.
There. And yeah, Jeff says that was hard to see because she feels responsible for him.
I know.
And wants to get through. So she does feel responsible.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just, And then later, Amazo was getting tired of seeing all the heroes failing, that he steps in to stop Grundy. He's like, I've traveled through multiple galaxies and gathered all kinds of cosmic knowledge and blah, 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 so I'm going to use this cosmic energy blast that I learned from deep space. And it backfires because Grundy ends up absorbing it, and it makes him even stronger. So much so that he's able to take on everybody. Superman, Lantern, Vixen, Aquaman, everybody that's there fighting, and he takes them on with ease, and every single one of them is showing bruises and broken bones, just all kinds of damage that he's inflicting on everybody.
Ugh, I know. It's just crazy because we don't ever really see these heroes up against something that can do that kind of damage to them. And so I think that's what made this episode, like, I don't know if devastating is like quite the right word, but you know what I mean? Like, it made it that poignant. There we go. Probably that much more poignant because you could see that there truly was no way they were going to beat him. That just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, couldn't.
Yeah.
And Jeff throws that at this point, I knew something had to happen because he was just too powerful. Either we had more of the league come in or something else was going to happen.
Exactly.
So he started getting a feeling like, what do they have to do? The Grundy can't be stopped at this point.
Exactly.
What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Well, we'll come back around and wrap up Grundy's story in the next point. We're going to get into Hawkgirl here because you guys know Hawkgirl's my favorite, so naturally she gets a lot of points here.
Oh, wow,
but
yeah.
she's a big part of this story.
We have like double the notes. Here we go.
Because there's a lot. There's a lot here with
There is a
Hawkgirl. This was her reintroduction back to the team and the league and the story and the show, and she's heavily involved with Grundy's story here. So,
Yep.
opening up with a fun point, apparently she's really good at chess and is playing against Aquaman at Dr. Fate's mansion or whatever they're hanging out. But it's such an odd threesome because Amazo is sitting there watching, and it's just Aquaman, Hawkgirl, and Amazo just hanging out together, playing chess. Like, what a weird threesome that is.
Agreed. I also think hanging out is a very loose term, as we will hear again when we listen to this scene later.
Well, I mean, they're playing chess, and Hawkgirl's really not trying at all. She's like not really into it, and Aquaman is treating her like a jerk. Like, he's a jerk to her, making sexist comments about her being a woman, and she's no challenge at all, and blah blah blah. I was like, geez, Aquaman, you're an ass. What the hell?
He's trying to get a rise out of her.
See, I noticed that later, but in the moment that it was happening the first time through, that's not the feeling that's
not, I agree with you. That was not my initial feeling. But upon watching it again, when I was looking for a favorite scene, I was like, oh, this one was interesting. And I rewatched it and I was like, okay. He was trying to get a rise out of her.
Yeah, because Dr. Fate's like, that probably wasn't the best thing to go about. And he's like, well, he basically says, I'm trying to get her going. Like, that's
exactly. Yeah. Oh, no, I think X-Force is with you here. He's like, I know he was doing it to egg her on, as he tells Dr. Fate later, but that was a low blow. He is still a jerk. He was definitely being a jerk, but I do think it was being a jerk with good intentions, if that makes sense. I don't know. This is coming from the woman on the team. So here we are.
There you go. Exactly. But here's the thing with Hawkgirl is that the reason she's in a bit of a funk is she's lost. Like, when you listen to her, Thanagar has disowned her, and they banished her, stripping her of all her titles and all her rank. The League doesn't trust her. Society thinks she's a traitor to humanity. So she feels like she belongs nowhere and doesn't know what to do, doesn't know where to go. But she ends up at Dr. Fate's mansion because he's helping her meditate and helping her find herself and helping her find a new path for her life. So this really, not only are we're feeling for Grundy as we get more into his story here, but you start to really feel for her. Like, she's truly lost with nobody to support her at all.
No, I agree. I think the only other person that could possibly know how she feels, and I was a little surprised we didn't get to see him this episode, is Jean. He's the only other person that has no home, and for different reasons, but he has no home to go back to. He hasn't, been banished from the Justice League and all of that, but I think he's the closest one that could understand like how she's feeling. And they did bond in the earlier season or series, however you want to label that, over that same thing, because she was play acting as if she had been banished from her home and she hadn't yet. And so I think even more now they can kind of like relate on that level. So I would like to see a little bit of that in the maybe next season or something. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, exactly. So, and what is X-Force adding here? I'm glad there's a place in this universe like Dr. Fate's Sanctuary. She needed it, and so did Amazo. She can't go back to what she was, but that does not mean she cannot learn from it and make it part of who she will be.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. So true.
Very true. So now, when the Grundy problem arises, everyone wants to jump in and go kill him. But Hawkgirl wants to try and help him instead because he sacrificed himself to save the League the last time we saw him, and she became friends with him during that battle. Lovingly, he called her Birdnose. And this is what I like about Hawkgirl. Everybody else is just like, well, we can't do anything. He's way too strong. We got to end him. And she's like, no, let me try to get through to him. Let me see what I can do. And they're all concerned for her because, he's beating everybody up. And this is part of why my love for her, because as tough as she is on the outside, the way she knows the connection she had with him, she has a heart, and she can see past all of this outside stuff. She can see that something is affecting him. He's not really himself. She knows because of the connection she made with him the last time we saw him when he sacrificed himself. And where others are not willing to look, she's able to see past all that stuff. And I love that about her.
Yeah. No, I do like that about her character. I like that they had that callback, to the prior episode where she did bond with him, and I had almost kind of like forgotten about that until she calls it out in the episode with with the pet name and all of that. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that episode. It was a good episode. So I do like that they are using this as a way to like bring the character back and kind of like rehabilitate her and like bring her back into the fold. It showcases that she's not just like a mindless warrior, which I think is a lot of what we did get to see, hit first, ask questions later, kind of like a little bit like Wonder Woman, they were both prone to act first and be a bit more impulsive. But this kind of showed, maybe that she's grown a little bit, that she's willing to think things through a little bit more. So. Yeah,
exactly. And like I said, she has a heart and she cares for Grundy. I think she, and maybe similar to what she's going through, she also realizes Grundy, actually Jeff says right here, she recognizes Grundy as an outsider and scorned by society. She's seeing herself reflected in him, and it hurt her to not find him there anymore. So that's kind of where I'm going too. Like she sees the similarities in their lives and where they're at. And Grundy ultimately, he just wants to die. Like he never wanted to come back to life. He doesn't want to be this rage. He doesn't want to be any of this. He just wants to die and be at peace.
Yeah.
And it's hard for her to not want to help him because she I think that's part of why they made a connection with each other, is because they acknowledged and recognized in each other that they're both very alone.
Yeah, that's true. Alone and lost. But he's a little bit more lost because he never really came back. Not really.
Not here, yeah.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah. But here's where stuff gets really interesting, and I think this comes up in the favorites. I can't remember. We find out a lot about her mace, and we've talked about her mace before, the nth metal and its electrical type properties, what's going on in there. I mean, we were asking way back in earlier seasons, what's with that thing and why can she do what others can't? Well, Dr. Fate explains it in much more detail here. He says he put the mace in a pocket dimension because it has energy dampening properties that disrupt fundamental forces, including his magic, and that the Thanagarians developed the nth metal weapon technology to counter magical forces from around the universe. Now it all starts to make sense why her mace has always been able to do things that Superman can't do with his fists. That, I was like, oh my God, okay, really cool to find that out.
That's true. Doesn't she use it to break into Dr. Fate's tower?
Yeah, because nobody else could get through the magical the force field that he has up.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you have that somewhere in a note? Anyways, that just occurred to me, but we might repeat
Jeff
that.
Says it might be. It actually has it in the notes here because he says some of that was brought out in other seasons in bits and pieces, but here it is all put together.
Yes,
we first saw Dr. Fate's tower. It was her mace that got them through. The nth metal takes power and can reflect it back in beams of force. It can do just so much. It's a fantastic piece of technology. So
yeah, that's true. But I agree. I do like that we get it all laid out. That we get a bit more like detail put around it. Comic book science or not, it was nice for him to like be able to lay it all out so that we can actually kind of understand a bit how it's working.
Yeah, and why it's so powerful and why she gets so much strength from it and everything. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because on that point alone, like we later see her hitting with way more force than even Superman can hit with his fist. She's able to knock Grundy back pretty much and knock him out by smashing him. This was the cool move. Like she's hitting him, rah, rah, and the way they were doing it, like she smacks him and then the animation would pause for a moment to amplify the type of hit she just did. And then she does this massive two-hand overhead swing from the sky, and it sends him through the ground into the sewers. And it was a massive blow, and it pretty much knocks him right out. Like he's like, whoa, he's all wet. When she catches up to him, he's down and out. And the way Dr. Fate describes it is the nth metal also disrupts the chaos magic, which was fueling his power. So when she was hitting him, he was feeling it. The power of the mace was actually hitting him and hurting him, because you saw him grab his bat like, oh wow, man, that hurt my back. Like he was feeling everything that she was blowing, and that big overhand blow just it did him in. He was done at that point.
yeah, you could definitely see that it was affecting him, and it was the only thing that was working against him, and it was kind of sad in a way.
It was. It was sad. I mean, it was awesome to watch, but at the same time, like you said, what caused the sadness is you could see on her face that was not easy for her to do. Like every swing that she took, she was sad. She was upset that she had to do this. There was tears in her eyes while she was doing it.
Yeah. Made me sad.
Yeah. It was tough. It was tough. And then, of course, that leads, as the episode's coming to the end here, the team determines that the only way to deal with Grundy and this new resurrected chaos power is for Hawkgirl to kill him with the mace while she still can, while he's knocked out. And she brings up the old movie to Green Lantern. She's like, you're talking about Old Yeller. Like, you want me to put him out of his misery because I'm the only one that can. And that the situation is similar to that. And because Green Lantern's like, I know you don't want to do it. He's your friend. Give me the mace. I'll go do it. And she's like, no. Because I'm his friend, I need to be the one that does it. So let me go do it. And she starts to understand that this is what has to be done. And I think part of it is she knows Grundy. She knows that this is what he wants, and that part of his rage is... I think I have that coming up in the next point. But she understands that this is what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Somebody just please end me. And so she feels like I'm the one that has to do it.
Ugh, I hate that movie and that book. How that could ever be anyone's favorite movie, I will never understand. I think I've got some issues from childhood. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. It's the same thing, it's the same thing as, anyway, having to, lose a pet and all of that. Too much for me.
So, when Hawker goes down to the sewers where Grundy is lying in the water, he's down, he doesn't have the energy to fight back. And finally, it seems like she gets through to him a little bit. She says, like, this is what I'm talking about, she understands. She says, I know that this is what you want. You want to have it all ended. And you can see her look up, you can see him look up to her, and it's like she finally gets through to him. He kind of looks up at her with these pleading eyes, like, please just end it. Just end this. I don't want to be doing this. Like, I think for that moment, Grundy came back enough to understand that she's there to help him, and he's just asking, please just finish me. This is never what I wanted. I never wanted to hurt people. I never wanted to feel this anger. I never wanted to be used by people. I just want to die.
Yeah.
Please help me. And God, it's heartbreaking. It's gut-wrenching. I'm getting tears in my eyes talking about it.
I know.
And and you see her raise the mace up over her head, and she's got tears in her eyes, and then the screen fades to black, and then it comes back, and we're back on the city streets, and we're left to think, did she go through with it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of assume that she had to. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't, show it. I mean, I don't know I don't even know, like in a cartoon, like how you would depict that. But I thought it was more powerful to fade to black like that, actually.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they would show a killing blow like that.
No.
To put someone out of their misery. I don't think they would show that.
I don't think so either, because I mean, I did not watch this with either of my kids. This season has been a little bit too much. I don't know that I'd let them I don't know that I would let them watch it yet, but yeah, I don't know. It just definitely seemed like a lot to show. So glad they didn't, but it was also a bit more powerful just to fade to black and leave it to your imagination. So
it was hard. It was really hard. And Jeff says here, I think by that point, much of the magic that brought him back and that erasure was maybe gone. So it was just really tough.
It was. I agree.
And what I want to add to that, like it was very sad. Like I said in my opening, this episode put us in the position to care for Grundy and to see him for all the suffering that he's gone through. Like all he wants is to be put to rest permanently.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to be this raging monster, and he doesn't want this this fighting. He doesn't want all of that. But I think in his mind, the way this was what it's kind of alluding to, is this is why he's fighting. Like, I think in his mind, in his simple mind, he can only think that if he fights hard enough, they're going to have to kill him to stop him.
Yeah.
And then he can finally stop. Like, I think in his mind and his rage, that's the only thing. He's like, I have to keep fighting to get them so mad at me that they will kill me. I think that's what he was trying to get to.
Interesting. That's an interesting thought. I hadn't thought of it that way. I just thought that the magic, it was just kind of like fueling him, and that like he didn't really maybe like know what he was doing because he wasn't really in there. But then, you know, when he gets kind of closer to death again, you know, with the nth metal blows, I think maybe that's what kind of clued him in. I don't know. It was an interesting way to portray that.
Well, I think even in the other times, like even before this magic resurrection, I think in his other previous lifetimes or resurrections, I think that was also he's just fighting. He wants somebody to kill him. Just beat me up so badly that I can't come back from this. I think that's always been part of his reasoning for doing what he's doing.
Gotcha.
Because no one else, nobody can kill him anyway. And he just thinks maybe Superman can do it. I'll just keep getting angrier. I don't know. That's just my feeling for him.
Yeah.
But like I said, this episode really sunk in for us to feel, because we used to always think, Grundy, he's just a zombie, who cares, and bad guy full of rage and strength, and you know. But this episode really turns that all around.
Yeah. And
you start to care for him. You start to realize he's suffering. He doesn't want this. He never wanted this to begin with. Just put me to rest.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to go, gosh, damn it, that is hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I agree.
And like you were saying, we didn't see the killing blow. It is a kid's show, but do you think there's a little chance that maybe she couldn't do it? Maybe she felt so strongly for him that she left him alive. We just don't hear it. Because she's like raises the mace up and then fades to black and then she flies out. Or you see, for a moment there, you see the town with all the people, and you see the heroes all standing around the hole in the ground, and you would think at that point you would hear the final blow. Like, it had to be a pretty good smash. I thought there would have been a sound effect, but there was nothing. It was dead silence. So I thought, did she leave him alive? And she's going to help him later. Maybe she brings him back to Dr. Fate's sanctuary. I don't know. Do you think it's done? Do you think that's the end of Grundy?
I mean, I did kind of read it that way. I mean, regardless, dead or alive, you know, he can kind of come back. And I mean, like Jeff kind of says the same thing here. You know, who knows, kid show or not, Grundy keeps coming back, which is kind of true. So, I mean, I read it as she did kill him. Like, because she needed to put him out of his misery, and they referenced together, and just like the way that they set it up, I just felt like it happened. But
that's what I feel like too.
But you know, maybe not. We didn't see it, even on the kids show. Well, no body, no death.
I mean, my question is, if she did go through with it, can he be resurrected again, or was a killing blow from her nth metal mace powerful enough that he could never come back again? Because that's when she says, I know this is what you want, is rest. You want eternal peace, and maybe her mace is strong enough to kill him for good. That's the feeling I was getting, is that he wants it to end and never happen again, and she was doing that for him.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was just kind of reading it as he needed this way out because, you know, he had been resurrected with this like crazy magic, and it wasn't really him, and you know, he was done and needed a way to be at peace again.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see any more from that or what. But
sorry, just
did someone step on something?
Raja sniffed. My new little kitty sniffed the sound pad, and it altered some things. There you go, little kitty. Way to go. All right. So That's it's sad. This stuff, it was really tough, and we're going to hear a little bit of it again. So you know me, I'm always going to bring the emotions in the sound clip. So
Oh, yeah.
let's go back to some fun stuff to end the episode here. So still talking about Hawkgirl. This is the Hawkgirl section. Superman broke the tie vote.
Hey.
She never got kicked out of the league. Like, at least they came back to that story and we got the answer. We wondered as soon as that episode ended last season, what happened? What did he vote? And he voted for her to remain in the league. So that was a happy moment.
I love that.
And I love that, you know, she was all surprised and stuff, and he puts his hand on her shoulder and he's like, I always give my friends second chances.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever the remark was. They're like, aw, Superman. All kinds of emotions this episode.
I know. It was very emotional.
Yes. So that was cool to see. When it's all over, ending Grundy's life was not the end of the episode. Because even after all that happened, there were still a couple minutes to go. The streets are full of people. There's crowds there. Some of them are cheering for Hawkgirl's return. Others are pissed off and they're yelling, "Traitor!" And while that's crappy to see, it's actually something that we normally wouldn't see.
True.
Crowd reaction to the heroes, like the public getting involved and seeing the relationship between the heroes and the people. We don't see that stuff usually.
Yeah, that's true. We don't.
Which I thought was really cool.
It was, yeah. No, I did like to see that because it's a different aspect that we don't normally get. And I liked that it was people like across the board because I feel like that's more true to life, that you would get some people cheering, some people on the other side, you know, yelling traitor. So I like that.
Yeah. I think this stuff's coming up in one of the scenes too, because I mean, this is why I like this, when I say the interaction between the heroes and the crowd, because usually the heroes are all like, oh yeah, we're the hero, you're welcome and thank you, and what, you know, they're all absorbing the glory and being friendly and everything. But here, the people that are yelling traitor, Lantern actually walks up to them and gets really angry at the people, and he's like, hey, you don't talk to her like that, you don't get to talk to her like that. Like, he doesn't care about his reputation at all. He goes off on them for yelling at her, and that was crazy to see.
I was not expecting that. I wasn't really expecting, I guess, his emotions for her to still be so strong. So I was like, oh, okay, he's not over her at all. That's pretty clear to see.
But to yell at the public, the very people that they're trying to gain trust from and stuff.
Oh, I know.
That's where I was like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
That was a little ballsy, for lack of a better term.
I mean, that could ruin how the crowd sees him as a hero, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But Jeff adds in, I love that she is to a point where she can accept the criticism and the thanks and move forward.
Yeah.
That shows her character. You can have tough skin and a big heart at the same time.
Yeah, very true. And I think her time with Dr. Fate has maybe allowed her to get there. So
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, some extra points, just a couple extra thoughts here. And, you know, the opening credits, because you brought this up before, like in the opening credits, you would see a whole bunch of clips from the episode that was coming. Not this time, though. You didn't get any scenes from this episode in the opening credits.
Oh, we got
one.
one.
But what we did get, did we get one? I mean,
Aquaman's.
Most of it wasn't.
It was just Aquaman's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But everything else was just a bunch of random shots. Like,
Yep.
I don't know where they came from. But what we did get was this beautiful oil painting of Hawkgirl. I was like, wow, look at that. Like, that's a beautiful Mona Lisa type painting of her. I'm like, that. Why is that in there? And why are they showing that? Where's that coming from? Because it's not like there's a painting of her somewhere up in the watchtower. And like, where did that come from? And like, and it just, her in the painting and then her in the episode, and she was just in civilian clothes the entire episode. I'm still sitting there going, after all these years, I'm a grown man. I still have this cartoon crush on Hawkgirl. Like, this whole episode, she was just gorgeous without her helmet on. I'm like, damn, like, I always had a crush on Hawkgirl. That's why she was one of my, Hawkgirl and Rogue, like, they're my favorites. I don't know. Nice. I got this cartoon grown man crush on Hawkgirl still. It's fun.
That is hilarious. I love that. Oh, it's okay. You can have cartoon crushes.
Can you agree that she's a beautiful character?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, like her green teal eyes and her hair. Like, it's like,
very pretty.
But I wonder what that painting was for. Why was there this oil painting of her that they paused on screen for like 3 seconds? Like, what is that?
Yeah, just to be like, hey, look, she's back. Yay. I don't know. That's the only thing I took away from it.
It was almost like, I was almost worried for a second because I don't remember. I do know she comes back again for another episode, but I was thinking, is that like preempting her death possibly? Like we have now honored her in this beautiful painting because she's not going to be with us very long?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I hope not, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so go back to Grundy. You think he's going to come back again, or do you think that's the end of him? I feel like this was the end.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of those characters that technically you can keep bringing back, but
Good.
I don't know. I was kind of just leaning towards this. They were just putting him down and out of his misery, and now he's done and he can rest in peace.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know.
Well, my last point, and you guys know I make fun of this, again, the massive citywide destruction in this episode, buildings collapsing, being destroyed, the streets being torn up, vehicles getting destroyed. It was mayhem. Like, this reminded me of Henry Cavill's Superman movie when he was fighting. Like, they just destroyed the city. There's no way people did not get hurt or killed in all of that. There's no way, because the buildings are just getting wrecked. It's not like they came in and did an evacuation first. So I mean, I know it's a cartoon, but I just laugh. I'm like, there's so much destruction. People are going to get in the way. And then I'm asking, who cleans all that up afterwards? Who pays for all that damage? It had to all come out of Batman's pockets. Come on.
Taxpayers? I have no idea. Oh, man. It's a lot, though. I mean, because they cause a lot of damage very regularly. So, I don't know.
This one was exponentially more than usual, though.
It was. It was pretty bad. They really.
I mean, even Amazo made sure he contained the amount of damage he was causing. This was all out wrecking the city.
Yeah. Yep. They definitely did.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But, man, I get a good kick out of all that stuff. All right. That is it for our discussion. We're going to take a pause for ad break. I said that again. Ad break. Ad break. Ad break. And we'll be back with our favorite scenes.
Shape out and eagle!
All right, favorite scenes. And Harley, you are up first.
I am. I chose unworthy chess opponent.
Here it is.
It's your move, Hawkgirl. Check in 5 moves.
We'll see.
Diana told me you used to regularly beat Batman. Difficult to believe from the current pitiful level of your game. I should have known better than to expect a proper challenge from a woman. Such scintillating repartee. I'd get better conversation from the android.
You are aware I'm in the room?
Check. I win again. Huzzah.
It's just a game.
You disgust me.
Join the club.
I could have told you that wouldn't work.
She was once one of the fiercest warriors I'd ever met. What's she doing here?
Trying to find her way. Leaving the Justice League was difficult for her. I provided her sanctuary, a place to meditate on her life and future. We must allow her the time she needs to...
That's it.
That's it.
He's
and
interrupted.
Then, yeah, he gets interrupted. I mean, you know, it was an interesting tactic. He was definitely being a jerk. You could tell he was trying to get a rise out of her because I feel like the old hot girl would have taken the bait, but she does not. So definitely she's either still 100% completely depressed, which I think is part of it, and also maybe, you know, she has changed a little. She's meditated on some things and just refuses to rise to the challenge. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's still working through some stuff at that moment, and it's really it's the fact that she hears Grundy is back again that she jumps to action, because I don't think if it wasn't Grundy, she would have just stayed there moping and trying to figure things out. I think it's only because it was Grundy that she's like, I want involved.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right.
That's what I think was going on there.
Yeah.
Which is, she wants to help her friend.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, X-Force is up next with a favorite scene he calls questioning her place.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon. The garden needed work.
Don't go, Inda. This is your place. I'm just a visitor here.
My husband and I have offered you our hospitality. We respect your privacy. Treat this area as you would your own home.
Aquaman thinks I've been here too long.
Flowers bloom when they're ready, Shayera. Not before.
I'm no flower. I don't know what I am. I'm not Lieutenant Shayera Hall of the Thanagarian Empire. Not anymore. I've been stripped of my rank, exiled from my homeworld. I'm not Hawkgirl. That was always a sham. Most people on Earth will never trust me again, and I can't blame them. When I do my job, people get hurt. People I care about.
And what happens when you don't do your job?
Yeah. More people get hurt.
Exactly.
I also really like Hawkgirl's voice. I don't know, it's because I believe the voice actress is Latin. Latino, and I love that, so she's got everything going right for her. But
nice.
This is where we hear Hawkgirl really. This is where it goes back to my point about her being lost. She just doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true. She really doesn't. Yeah, she's still, like, that's a good point. She's still trying to work it out even at this point in the episode.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So, I mean, we had Grundy's sad story, and we've got her tragic point in her life, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, get the tear boxes, or the tissue boxes for your tears, because this one is called Old Yeller.
Ugh.
I don't see him. Neither do I. There must be lead in those old sewer pipes.
Guy tends to leave a trail. We'll find him. And then Pretty Polly can bash him with her magic mace.
Why does it hurt him?
It's made of nth metal. Your people's technology was developed specifically to repel magical creatures. It disrupts the magic that animates him. The creature knows only rage and seeks only oblivion. Your mace may be the one object on Earth that can grant him peace.
What are you saying?
Your favorite movie's Old Yeller. You know exactly what he's saying. Is this my destiny? To be a destroyer? To betray yet another friend?
It's not that simple. It never was.
Hey, how about we discuss it for another couple of hours? That way he's sure to escape.
Only you have the power to put that creature out of its misery, and to stop it before it hurts anyone else.
You don't have to, Shayera. I'll do it for you. Give me the mace.
Forget it, John. He was my friend. It's my responsibility. I'll do it myself. Shh, it's okay. I know what you want. What you need. Close your eyes.
That's long enough. I'm going in after her.
It's over.
Oh, man.
I know.
the music, like that, you got violins and harps, and you're just like, oh my god, you're really literally pulling on the heartstrings.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sucked. Absolutely sucked.
I know. It was good, though. It was well done. I mean, I do feel like they put that scene together in a really good way, like really smart way. So.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it's sad.
I know.
It really literally was Old Yeller. Exactly.
Oh, I know. I know. It was terrible.
So right after that, pretty much happens in the next scene. I wanted to throw in a bonus clip here, and that was the public outcry. And this is Hawkgirl dealing with the public and the people, and Lantern getting angry, and Superman having her back. Like, all of this stuff. I just thought, you know what, this is too good of a clip to not include in the show, because it just wraps up Hawkgirl's story, leaving an opening for her character to continue on, which I liked. So here is that bonus clip.
Hawkgirl, do you think today's act can possibly make up for your complicity in the Thanagarian invasion of Earth?
Do you have a comment on your dismissal from the Justice League?
Hawkgirl was never dismissed from the League. She can come back whenever she likes. I recused myself because, well, anyway, Superman broke the tie.
I believe in second chances. I believe in redemption. But mostly, I believe in my friends.
Traitor!
Go back!
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna
Back off! She doesn't have to take that from you people!
Yes, I do. But it's okay. I guess I deserve some of it.
You saved our lives. God bless you, Chicalcon.
You deserve that, too.
See, like, as sad as this episode was, it actually ends on kind of a redemption note, because Hawkgirl comes back, all this stuff gets thrown at her, and she's like, you know what, I deserve that. Like she's dealing with it. She realizes what she did was wrong, but she's paid her penance for it.
Yeah.
But then there's also people in the crowd that are glad that she's there, like this little lady, as she calls her a chica colta. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. It must mean something, but and Green Lantern's like, you deserve that too. And it's just like, it's good. She's back, and she's like, when we talk about character growth, I think there was so much growth in this episode for her. It's like, this is a full season's worth of growth in one episode. It's crazy.
That's true. Yeah, no, they definitely did a really good job. I'm assuming she called her Hawkgirl in Spanish.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's strange. I might have to pull up the subtitles for that to see exactly what the word was.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chica means girl, so if she said Chica de something, whatever hawk is in Spanish, then that's...
There you go.
Yeah.
Chica de colta something. I was like, oh,
yeah.
It was cute. It was cute.
It was.
All right, well, let's remind everybody how they can support the show, and we appreciate everybody that is still actually supporting the show. Some of you have been here for years, and we love you for it, so thank you for that. And yeah, go to patreon.com to check it out, and this is exactly how you can do that.
If you'd like to support our podcast, you can do so at our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/tomorrowslegends.
If you don't dial in, we'll cry like a violin.
All right, we'll kick it off with a voicemail from Comic Geek Kev.
Wake up, legends. So I'm sure by now we've all seen the new Supergirl trailers. It still looks amazing to me, and I can't wait to see it. But once again, toxic fandom is just gross. People slamming not just the movie, okay, whatever, don't go see it. But this poor actress whose only crime is taking the job, it's just disgusting. I get it, if you don't want to see the movie, just don't see it. But tearing apart this young woman who did absolutely nothing is just vile. Once again, quote unquote, fandom shows its disgusting side. I'm going to get into the Spider-Man trailer, which was also amazing. Anyway, I thought the opening of the episode with these random teens was a great idea. I knew this was about Grundy, but it took me some time to remember where we left him in the ground and under what circumstances, with Hawkgirl giving him a nice little send-off. And opening it with them is a big misdirect if you don't know what the episode was about. Some of the highlights, of course, Hawkgirl is back. She has speaking lines. She's actually doing something. But she starts playing chess. Very cerebral. That scene was actually pretty cool. Aquaman trying to get a rise out of her warrior side, and she just seems to be broken and lost. It's nice to see Amazo back so soon. We were asking how long that might take when he went off with Dr. Fate earlier, and I always love to see Dr. Fate. Nice scene with Enza, who was basically kind of doing the same thing Aquaman was doing, just in a more zen way, or an in-zen way, of course. We don't get to see a lot of fashion shows on this show. I think this might be the first, but I always like to see the team in their non-superhero activities. And of course, since Hawkgirl's back, we have to see that Stewart is involved with Vixen. Anyone else notice that when they were flying, Stewart just drops her to save the car? He couldn't do both. I feel like that's something he could have done. Anyway, nice fight with Grundy. JL using his ring for something at least a little more interesting than bubbles and blasting here and there. Overall, the battle was great. I always have an issue with how strong Grundy is portrayed to be. But in my headcanon, at least in this situation, it's magic, so he can handle himself as someone as strong as Superman. The ending, when we all know what Hawkgirl had to do to help Grundy once again achieve some peace, is kind of heartbreaking. I love that the resolution combined her strength as a warrior with the humanity that she obviously possesses. But if she was depressed before, this isn't going to help. And I'm glad she found out that she wasn't actually kicked out of the league, and then Superman was the tiebreaker. Big Blue Boy Scout himself. The lowlights, honestly, I didn't really have much for lowlights for this week. I don't like the depiction of Vixen overall. She's just very severe in the design. The costume is basically the same as the comics, so that's not it in of itself. They just make everything about her so angular and unnecessary. And it's just a physical design, not a personality. And like I said, I feel like Grundy is way overpowered, but it's all good. So notable voices, well, it seems like everyone is back, and we've got the luminous Gina Torres as Vixen, whom I just love in anything that she does. I'm giving this one 9 out of 10. Epic double returns. Bringing back Grundy and Hawkgirl after they had that earlier sort of connection was a stroke of genius. A great way to get Hawkgirl back into the JLU fold. So I'm out of town for the next few weeks. I'll try to check in, but I'll be with you in unlimited spirit if nothing else. Until next time, this is Comic Geek Kev, turning the page.
Unlimited spirit. Cool. Like that. Awesome. Well, hopefully we hear from you. If not, you can just catch up when you are back and just give us a quick rundown of your thoughts too. So no worries there.
Yeah.
So this is the one time where I'm gonna be on a bit of the other side of the fence from you. I thought Vixen looked great. Again, for a boy having a crush on cartoon characters, I thought she was a pretty sexy looking character in a tight spandex suit and quite a lot of skin showing, I would say. So, but yeah, I had no issue with her. I really liked how she was highlighted with what she could do here. Her powers and everything was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Grundy's strength, like he always was a strong character. He's like up there with like the Thing from Fantastic Four, and that's the level he's normally at as a character. But having the magic enhancement gave him, strength greater than or equal to Superman at least. And you just have to understand his history. He's always had Thing-like level strength.
Yeah.
And he's invulnerable. So just put him. Think of other characters that are like him, like the Thing, like the Hulk, like those big muscle-bound characters. That's where his level is at. So, but he mentioned the Supergirl trailer, and I agree with him that there's a lot of trash online going on about the actress. I can't think of her name at the moment. About people saying she's too ugly to be Supergirl and all this kind of crap. All that crap, I do not agree with at all. I'm with you there. Leave the actress alone. She's doing her best. She's going to try to play the role and bring a different Supergirl to the screen than what people know from the TV show. All of that, I'm totally all good with. The trailer itself, as a movie trailer, I'm still very in the middle. I know you guys know I wasn't a fan of the Superman movie, so the Supergirl movie, when I saw the first trailer, I'm like, So I'm trying to look at it with a different perspective. It's because I'm coming at it, I want to see a Supergirl movie, and why should we like this Supergirl? And they're basically giving us Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what this is. James Gunn, this is Guardians of the Galaxy with a female Superwoman character. It is. It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree with you. That was my issue with the Superman movie as well. I actually really enjoyed the Superman movie, but I felt like it was very James Gunn, which means it was basically Guardians.
The humor, right? Like it's all exactly
it's very James Gunn. Like I liked it. It was fun. It was good. I don't remember if I would consider it great. I might have to watch it again, but it felt like Guardians.
This one feels even more like Guardians because it's in space, and I'm hoping the movie expands more because she's up for a lot of the trailer. She's not even being Supergirl. She's just a girl in space. Like she's not even doing anything. Yeah. But there's some elements that are really bothering me. Like there's some of the physics in the fighting. It's just unrealistic to a point where it drives me crazy, and I can't stand that. I wish there were people on set that would understand how fighting physics and just physics of people's bodies and all that stuff actually works, and that you got this multi-million-dollar movie and they can't get that right. That kind of stuff bugs the hell out of me. I know it's a superhero movie, but you still have to make it look good, make it look believable. Yeah. And the fact is, the second trailer, it seemed, because the first trailer, it seems like it's a girl in space trying to figure herself out. I was like, okay, it'll be a space story. I might be more excited about that. The second trailer, they're basically like, guess what? It's a Crypto's sick and dying, and the whole movie's going to be about her trying to rescue Crypto. I'm like, I can't stand that Crypto to begin with, and now the whole movie's going to be focused around him. Oh, that's right.
I forgot that you hated Crypto. He reminded me of my dog.
The movie version that he had of him and Superman, he was the most annoying on-screen dog I've ever seen, and I don't want a whole movie focused around him. But I know there's a lot of people out there that love Crypto, and I think that's going to be like the whole family aspect of it and everything. So those things are bugging me. But where I'm trying to be looking forward to is that it is a space story. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to sit back. It's not really a Supergirl story like I was expecting, because I never read the Woman of Tomorrow comics. I have no idea what went on in there. Yeah. So I don't have that history. And then I didn't expect a movie about her to be in space, Guardians of the Galaxy style, where she's flying around different planets trying to find her. I just didn't expect any of that. So I'm going to look at it. Is this a space adventure movie with a girl that just happens to have superpowers? Okay, I'll try to look at it from there. And the fact that the second trailer had Jason Momoa as Lobo in it a lot more, I was like, you know what? I might be excited to see that, because when Lobo showed up here in Justice League, all three of us hated him. We all three of us were like, get that guy off the show. We never want to see him again. He was annoying as hell.
He was not good.
And I sure hope that's not the type of Lobo that's in the movie. I want, because I love Jason Momoa, and I want him to do well with this role and have fun with it. So I'm more excited for that aspect of it than I am with anything else, Crypto, Supergirl, whatever. I want to see Jason Momoa and see him pull off a new character. So I'm 50-50 on this movie.
Yeah. I'm probably maybe like a touch more optimistic than you are, but I don't know. Supergirl's never been my jam, but I am kind of interested in this take on her, because she seems not like the standard Supergirl. So
yeah, and it might be better for you because you didn't like the Supergirl TV show. So
sure didn't.
It was, yeah.
I also don't like that actress.
and maybe I'll be because it's a different Supergirl, she's rough around the edges and all that, maybe it'll make me like her even more, because the Supergirl TV show was a little too much fluff for me, to put it lightly.
Yeah, we both didn't like it, but I think we didn't like it for different reasons.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's the talk about that. I'm not a big fan of James Gunn. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was amazing, 2 was okay, 3 was okay. I'm just not a James Gunn fan. I love Peacemaker. He did great with Peacemaker. That's a completely off the charts, rated R content type of show, and I think he does better with that than, I don't know. But we'll see. See what happens. I'll give it a chance. I gave Superman a chance. I'll give this a chance.
There you go.
All right, let's wrap it up with an email from Perry White. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, Justice Legends, Perry here to talk about Wake the Dead. I give this episode 9 magical maces out of 10. So here are my good takeaways. Tying Shayr's return to the return of Grundy was appropriate and poetic. Grundy is such a tragic character, and Shayra understands him so well. In an alternate universe, I believe they would be the greatest of friends. Yeah. I also loved how they used Supes in this episode. He was too often underpowered in the original Justice League run, but in this episode, the audience knows and Supes knows that Grundy was already a considerable threat. When we realize he's even more powerful, I thought he was going to ragdoll Supes, but he pretty much held his own. That's the best way to use the character, in my opinion. I mean,
Superman was getting beat up. Like, he was, like, huffing and puffing and pulling himself off the ground. He's all bruised and battered. He's like, ugh. Yeah. Like, do I have to keep fighting? Like, I think Grundy was getting the better of him.
He was definitely feeling it. I agree.
Yeah.
I also liked how they had to Captain Marvel Amazo. By that I mean he's so powerful they had to figure out a narrative way to take him out of the fight, and the way they did it was pretty good. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, his power was countered pretty much.
That's right. Honestly, I don't know or remember if this was the end for Grundy, but I like how they left it ambiguous. By the way, I know it's cartoon, but I noticed that Shayra's mace didn't have anything on it that indicated she finished Grundy off.
Well, would they show blood?
In the kids' show? Probably not.
Yeah, because the mace, it's got that electrical energy field around it when she uses it, so that probably protects the mace from getting damaged and showing anything.
There you go.
That's my answer.
We're going with it. All right. To keep costs down, animators often keep everyone in the same outfit, but I like that they gave Vixen a fashion show and gave John the chef-tastic suit and shades. Yeah, this is pretty cool. They're minor things, but it gives the episode a more lived-in feel when we see characters out of uniform and living their lives.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of fashion, nobody rocks a wife-beater tank top better than Shayra, not even Wolverine.
Yeah, he's a fan like me, that a boy, Perry.
Finally, I do like how this show continues to use the media and general public in the series. Makes the world feel bigger, and it helps the audience gauge the temperature of the regular folks who live in this universe.
See? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, here are my nitpicks. Where the hell is Arthur's trident? His grappling hook hand is a pretty vulnerable weapon.
That's true. I mean, Grundy just grabs it.
It's really true. Continuity was never a big staple of cartoons back in the day, but the last time we saw GL, he was asking the Guardians to give him a new sector to protect because he was essentially heartbroken. Now he's at a fashion show with his new boo, Vixen. Felt like that came out of nowhere. I like it, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. And again, that comes down to timeline. How much time has passed?
I agree.
Months have passed at this point, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, that's all I got. I've got another edition of the Daily Planet to put out, and I swear, I've seen less of Kent this year than any other time. What the heck am I even paying him for? Great Caesar's ghost.
Yeah, where is Clark Kent? That's true. All right, awesome stuff, fellas. Good as always. If you would like to be part of the show, I mean, you guys should know what to do by now, wouldn't you? Let's let you know how to do that.
Only if they listen week after week.
If you would like to be a part of the show, you can send in your feedback to Tomorrow's Legends Podcast @gmail.com. You can also reach us on Twitter @Tomorrow's Legends. We'd love you to join our Facebook page at facebook.com/groups/Tomorrow's Legends and become part of the community.
All right, next week we are talking about the 2-part season finale, The Once and Future Thing. Part 1, Weird Western Tales, and Part 2, Time Warped. While pursuing a time-traveling thief, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern team up with a collection of DC Universe Western heroes to battle the villain controlling him. The time-traveling League team goes to the future to team up with that time's League to battle Kronos, who rules. Whoa, that sounds crazy.
Sounds very Legends.
Yeah, Western episodes. Oh no, I think I might not be here next week. All the Western heroes. I was reading it and didn't even realize that. Oh no.
Yeah, well, that and then Kronos. So, it feels Very Legends.
That's so funny.
Time
my
traveling?
gosh.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. Time travel will be fun. We'll see. It's a 2-part finale, which is good. We haven't had any 2-part episodes this season, so.
Yes, I need to remember to watch 2
Yeah.
episodes.
Yes, and that means for you guys feedback. Send in feedback for the whole thing, for both episodes. It's one complete finale. Let's talk about the whole thing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the whole thing. We're not breaking it up.
We're not breaking it up, so do that. All right. That is it. That's all we got. This has been The Flash. Signing off.
And this is Harley Quinn. I'm out.
Tomorrow's Legends is not affiliated with CBS, Warner Brothers, HBO, or the CW. We're a fan-made podcast for entertainment purposes only and are part of the Cybercast Network. Be sure to check out our partner shows, The Mandalore and Dive into DC, covering your favorite Star Wars and DC Comics properties. Thanks for listening.